to Embody Your Body podcast, episode 3. Embodiment practices so easy you will feel like you're instantly bursting with joy, lightness, and pleasure. I am your host, Mariana van Katwijk, and today we're talking about how to release stuck emotions. So, if you ever struggled with your emotions, with feeling them or suppressing them, feeling there's no room for them, if you struggled with any of this, then you're going to love this episode. I will be talking today to the beautiful Garisha. Today we will explore how to release stuck emotions. And one thing before I introduce you to Garisha, all of you listeners, you may know by now, but I will say it again. Don't do the practices while driving or operating any machinery. So let's dive into today's show. I'm so excited to have you here, Garisha. Could you just shortly introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so excited too. And then I feel that these emotions are really, really important to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. As you know, we met in the SLRC coaching program and we had so much work together. And I'm also working much and focusing on the emotions and also how we can release emotions from the body. So I'm so happy that I'm invited to this topic. Yeah, because I'm also working with my clients in this sense.
Yes, yeah, and it's so important to learn to acknowledge the emotions. And I'm really grateful to have you here today and that you're wanting to do this with me. So before we dive into the practice, I just want to share also for the listeners a little bit more about why would you want to do this practice? Like why to release stuck emotions? And as you also already said, like it's so important to do this work. And we live in a culture that doesn't appreciate our emotions or even understand these emotions or the impact that these emotions have on our body. And by not allowing yourself to feel your emotions, and I mean like really truly embody them, and many times we push things, away or aside for years and years, and the body will start to show a response, which can be like tension, it can be pain, it can be numbness, it can be depression, it can be a lack of sex drive or whatever else. And it can even show up as like mysterious illnesses. And it's all because it takes so much energy to keep your emotions under control and to not feel the emotions, to stop the emotions. We do that actually by tensing our muscles, by holding our breath, by disconnecting from our body, and by not allowing yourself to feel the emotions. You create this disconnection. It's like a mechanism to create a so-called perceived safety. And this disconnection may have kept you actually safe for for a while or so far, but it also creates that you are not able to truly feel your feels, because when you're pushing it away, you have that disconnection. You're not able to feel anymore what's going on inside of your body, which in the long run, it creates numbness, it creates all sort of ailments, all sorts of pains, and also the inability to feel pleasure. And we all come from such different backgrounds and different programming, but we all experience emotions, and all of us, there are different emotions that we are not allowing ourselves to feel and to embody. And emotions are energy, and the energy of the emotion can be used to empower you. So that's what we're gonna do today.
May I add something to this?
Yes,
while you were talking,
definitely.
So many things came up for me that also the
share.
disconnection from our body.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm working a lot with the trauma healing.
Yes.
So from the childhood, and then when related to the emotions, so many times we are not allowed to express our emotions.
Definitely, yeah.
And also the shut down and shut up and
be a good
it's
girl.
not important. Yeah, exactly. And so we started not to express our emotions, especially the excitement, the positive emotions, because when we
Yes.
were so happy and wanted to show everything, yeah, I want to show this, and then the adults were busy with others, and you know that we learn how not to show that how proud we are what we did, or
Not to
or
shine. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah, this is absolutely. And the other word was I was catching the safety,
Yes.
because we cannot feel safe with our emotions, because we learned we need to hide, we need to suppress our emotions.
Yes. Yes.
And with this suppression, as you just mentioned, that's a lot of tension, and a lot of sickness could raise because of the suppressed emotions in our body,
Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
because they are absolutely blueprinted and imprinted in our body. And that's why it's very important to work with the emotions through the body.
Definitely. Yes.
And the
Also,
other
yeah, go on. Yes.
and the other thing is that in our society we are so much connected with negative emotions.
Yes.
We are easier connect because we learn this kind of like suffering types of victim mode, and we hardly connecting to the positive emotions like pleasure, you know that. And
Yes.
also in Hungary, I just made a survey, and women in Hungary, they cannot connect with this word of pleasure. They don't know what is that.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's so sad that we are connected with the pain, with the suffer, with all kinds of negative emotion, rejection, and minimum 10 positive um, kind of like impulse and affirmations are needed to
Yeah.
be kind of like neutralizing the negative ones. And then if we are just thinking that every single day how many positive and how many negative impulses are touching us, then you know that the balance is really, really bad.
Yes. Yeah. And then the big negative emotions, we're not allowed to express them again. Like the anger. So many women are struggling with anger, but they're not allowing themselves or feel that they are allowed to have that emotion. So it becomes like a depression, and then the depression is the emotion that they're feeling every day, but underneath it, it's the anger that wants to come out. And there's so much power attached to these emotions. And that's also
Exactly.
what I want to give the listeners, and also you, of course, these practices, but to give a taste of what it feels like to tap into these emotions and to feel that power that is attached to these emotions, and redirect that power that is behind these emotions back to yourself to empower you. So that's what I want to dive into with today in this practice. So are you ready, Grisha,
Yes,
to
absolutely.
do this? Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Yes, let's do it. So let's just start by taking a few deep breaths. If you want, if you feel comfortable, you can just close your eyes. Just take some deep breaths, relax your body, and just start connecting to your breathing. So really bring your focus on your breathing. Just notice your breath flowing in and out of your body. Relax your face. Now, before we start, I want to ask you to notice and feel, where do you feel safe in your body? So where do you feel safe or calm or empowered? And just make a mental notice, a memory of this place and how it feels. So you can always come back to this place of resource in your own body whenever you need to, that place of safety within yourself. And then continue to take deep, full breaths. Relax your mouth, relax your jaw. Exhale from your mouth with a little bit of a sigh. You're already doing that beautifully, Grisha. But also for the listeners, be really conscious of that you relax your jaw, open your mouth a little bit. And now while you keep breathing deeply, Consciously connecting to your breath. Think about an emotion that's been coming up for you regularly in the past. And an emotion, I want you to focus on one that you kind of judge that you have it, or that you like keep pushing up to the side, or emotion that keeps returning again and again. Just take a moment to go back in time and let me know when you have found one emotion. I see you're already nodding. Do you have an emotion?
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
found it.
So great. So that's the emotion that we'll look at today. And I want to ask you to notice, where do you feel that emotion in your body? So just go to that spot, that place where you feel that emotion.
It's in my lower belly.
Beautiful. So just go with all your awareness to that area and notice, what does it feel like? And can you describe for yourself, and Grisha, you can do it out loud as an example, but describe for yourself the sensations that you feel that are attached to this emotion in your body, in this spot.
It's a very heavy tension in my lower belly. And I also feel sharp. Sometimes it's really, really sharp, like a knife coming out to my towards and into my belly. And it's really close to my pubic bone. And I also feel that I need to cough because this is somehow want to coming up, because it was really, really deeply there.
Yeah. So just take 3 deep full breaths, and on your third breath, allow yourself to connect even deeper with this emotion. Feel it fully. Embody it with all of you completely. Keep breathing deep full breaths. Very good. Yes, from this place where you embody this emotion, start to breathe deeper. Allow yourself to sound the emotion. And if you find it's hard to sound, I know for you it won't be, Grisha, but for maybe listeners, there's so much resistance to sounding, then start making the letter ah, like ah, and just focus on the vibration of the sound of the letter ah. And you're also already doing it beautifully, Grisha, but for the listeners, allow your body to move. So notice what impulses want to come forward and follow this flow. So with your movement, with your breath, with your sounding, with your focus, you're now tapping into the power that's beneath the emotion. Yes, beautiful. Keep breathing. And with this, so with your breath, with your sound, with your movement, with your focus, you're starting to move the emotion. You're making it unstuck. So if it's frozen, if it's stuck in one place, you are like melting it. You're allowing it to become liquid. You're allowing it to move back into its feminine power of movement, of flow. And allow yourself to breathe into that. Yes. Allowing the energy, the power to start to move through your body. So you do that again by consciously connecting to your breath very deeply. Exhale and sound. And follow the impulses of your body. Bring your focus on the energy in your body. Now flowing it freely through your body. Beautiful. Yes. Let it circle around. Let it move to every cell in your body. And also, while you do all these things, notice how the emotion feels now. Notice how the emotion can flow, can move, be liquid, be fluid. And that the power and energy of this emotion that's beneath this emotion is fueling, is feeding your body, flowing freely around. Notice how now it doesn't take up your energy, but it gives you energy. Notice how with focus, with breath, with sounding and movement, how you allow the energy underneath the emotion to empower you now. So I'm just allowing you to play with this movement of this energy for a short moment, and just make sure to continue to breathe deeply. So open your mouth again a little bit. Yes. Play with the movement. Beautiful. And just take 3 deep full breaths. Slow down your movements. You can stretch your fingers, your arms. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow, it's so powerful.
Back. I would love to hear from you, Gorisha. How did it feel to connect to your emotion and to release, that stuck emotion, and to tap also into the power behind it, to let this energy empower you? And I know it's like a quick taste, but I would love to, for you to share with the listeners. What is your experience?
Yes. And of course, I was working a lot in the last more than 10 years with my emotions.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why it's and it's still there, something, but it was really, really deep. For me, the first very interesting exploration was that safety was in my lower belly. And then it was very interesting, it's sometimes it's in the same, but now it was in my lower belly. And then when this emotion arrived, then it was absolutely at the same space.
Oh wow,
it was very interesting experiencing that.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yes. And also I immediately started to feel this is a kind of like suppressed anger. And this is where and I started to my tears started to come out, and I wanted to cough. Because it was like I couldn't express this helplessness, this anger. And I felt so small. This is what I felt, that that nobody was around me to help me. So some images came up, and when I started to focus there, first it became a little bit more intense. And I was deep, and you were guiding me to go deeper. So then when I could tap into deeper level, then it was starting when the energy started to move, and also the energy started to move my body. Beautiful, and it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant because it was very heavy and strong energy. And also it was like not in a flowy way, but in a kind of like sharp way, started to move my body. And also it's coming out my throat, and I had to put back my head. And in my throat it was like really heavy, like someone just catching my throat. And it was really and I couldn't move, and it was really like I was in a tension. I couldn't move, like I was absolutely numb and absolutely frozen. And also I felt with my arms was absolutely frozen, and my body was, and my upper body was frozen. And when I was continuing breath, and I also know that if I'm breathing through my mouth, and I also I want to encourage also the listeners to try. I always suggest to try through the nose, breathe in and breathe out through the nose, breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. And also the third one, breathe out through the mouth with the voice. And we can go deeper, we can feel deeper, and help this, that. And also, as you said, that we didn't learn how to give sound, because we were so judged giving sound, especially when we had pleasure.
Yes, but also especially for women, like girls, be a good girl, you don't make sounds. Boys, they can be wild and they make sounds, but girls, you need to be a good girl, you don't make sound, you sit quiet in the corner, don't. And especially all that power, like you said, it's like so intense. And the moment that you can sound, you're actually acknowledging the intention of all that power, of that energy in your body, and then it can flow, it can become more free. So did you notice that there was a change also in the flow of the energy?
Absolutely, yes. When I was keep breathing, and even though I was this frozen state, then I was so this is sometimes I couldn't give voice because it was so tight. But I was I was keep breathing, and then there was a moment when it started to lose. And then since then I absolutely felt a shift in my body. It was much lighter, and the energy, how it was moving, it was more flowy, and then it was, I felt that it's there is no blockages because before that it was a sharp types of movement, and now it's absolutely flowing. And I started to kind of like a circle movement instead of just frozen.
And it's interesting because then also you take the judgment of like the emotion, it's going away, because you really come more in your body, you can connect to that flow, and then it's like you're no longer in your mind. So it's not like, oh, it feels like it's something dangerous, or it's something negative, but it becomes neutral, and that's when it really can start to flow, and you can allow that power to move through your body, and instead of that it takes energy from your body, it's actually gonna feed your body, and that's so powerful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing, for being here. And it was absolutely brilliant, and I really loved all your sharing too. And I want to also thank all the listeners. And if you're struggling with your emotions and want to learn how to let your emotions empower you, you can set up a call with me, or you can reach out to Garisha. I will also put her details in the text below. And you can have a strategy session together, and we can really see what's blocking you, how we can unleash this flow of empowering energy for you. You can find all the information from myself and from Garisha in the text below, or you can go to www.unleashyourwildness.com. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I see you again, same time, same place in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.